Okay, so as most of you've seen the video from yesterday by now, I thought I'd do another video. I did actually do one last night, actually, so I was going to do one. It was half an hour long, so I thought I had to get to bed because I was up at 5 today for work. At 6, starting with clients, so I thought I'd get to bed and do another one today and try and keep it under 10 minutes if that's possible. So basically, I'm feeling myself again now, and thought I just want to talk about again yesterday and the whole issue of depression, because the response I got from so many people, it's a lot of, there's 2,200 people on my Facebook. Mainly it's obviously, part of the fitness industry, bodybuilders, this, that, and the other. But a lot of people contacted me, that some of them very close to me, some of them I see every day, some that don't even know me. A lot of them suffering from similar issues or have suffered from similar issues. So much like myself, in the past, they've been stuck in a dark hole at some stage and they've managed to pull themselves out. But they sometimes get these days where it could be a week, could be a weekend, it could be an extended period that it kind of comes back. So I just wanted to talk about what I did yesterday once I'd recognised the signals, or the signs, I should say, as of what was going on and how I dealt with it before it managed to take hold of myself again. So what happened was, on Sunday night, I started to feel very off. A couple of things happened on Sunday, a couple of things in the last few weeks, there's not anything major, and that's what I mean. It doesn't seem, it's not like you go, okay, a traumatic event happened, my mum died, something like that, and then you kind of, all of a sudden, you're going to be down, aren't you? That's just a normal thing, a breakup, this, you can kind of identify that kind of easily. But yes, it's harder to deal with and need taking each step at a time. But when it's nothing that's really happened, you kind of go, well, what's caused this? I started to feel down, I started to feel very lonely, very alone. And it just, all of a sudden I felt like I just had no one. And I thought, some of it's to do with, I'm considering at the minute, I've discussed with my manager and stuff, potential move to a different gym, career move, stuff within our company and stuff like that. But then it's like, well, do I go, do I not? And it's kind of like, and I think, well, and my instant thought was, if I leave, I moved back to the UK last year, the main focus of my life is Pure Gym Salford. And then if I leave Pure Gym Salford, what does that leave me with? And this is another thing that sparked it off. And then it was, these weird thoughts, and all of a sudden I started to think really, really low and just felt alone. And I thought, if I leave, I'm alone. I have no one. The people I talk to every day are all at that gym, mainly. Fair enough, there's some of them I probably would still see outside if I wasn't there, probably meet up. Some of them have genuinely become friends. I have genuinely made friends there. Most of my clients, if I did move, would probably not fully move. Some of them would still go to some classes that weren't mine there, but they could, if I move within Pure Gym, they'd get more gym access. If I go down the road, which is where I'd go, it's 10 minutes away. They'd still come with me. So I'd still see them. Some of them are friends. So all these people, so I would still have people around me. And then I started to see the messages I got, the comments on my video. Well, there's a hell of a lot of people give a shit. But you keep this to yourself. When you start to get depressed, you keep it to yourself, you hide it from everyone. There's been days that it's happened. I've been at home before I moved down to Salford. When I moved back to UK, I went home, obviously, at first. And there's been times that I was lying in bed upstairs, my mum was downstairs, and she didn't know anything what was going on. And she didn't know any of this going on until yesterday when I made the video. And other people didn't. And it's because you keep it to yourself. You don't want to be a burden. You don't want to seem weak. You don't want to seem unattractive to your girlfriend or the girls. Guys don't want to talk about it, especially. And because it's not masculine to admit that you're feeling down, you're feeling weak, you're feeling beaten. So it's something that I think needs talking about more. Because once the message yesterday is people around me that are suffering or have suffered, and all of a sudden they felt comfortable enough, and I probably won't say anything in person, but they're comfortable enough to talk over messages or about it. And some were saying, I just wanted to give you a big hug. And it's the same thing. If I found out they were down, I'd go, you know what? And I probably would just give them a hug. Because it could just be that. Sometimes you just need someone to feel like someone gives a shit. And so it's always someone gives a shit. You could be the worst person in the world and there'll still be someone who cares about you. And I've seen that. I've seen some shitbags. And there's still people that will defend them and stick by them no matter what they do. Because there's always going to be good people out there. But sometimes it feels like you're alone. So what I did yesterday, I was struggling to get out of bed. Really struggling. And I was like, right, I'm going to have to get up. I'm gonna have to get up. Fuck this. I'm not in. And it was a case of you kind of fuck this shit. You have to get angry. You have to get fired up. You have to get out. And even if it's just enough to drag yourself, because obviously my coping mechanism is training. It doesn't have to be the gym. It's training in general. It even could be, obviously, when I was in Ibiza, it's a tiny island. You know, walk on the beach at sunrise or sunset and something like that. My music on. Music I like, house music. And you eventually start just a little, and you're feeling better, more relaxed. And it's just that breathe deep breaths, sunshine. And I mean, there's a few things as well that help these multivitamins. Again, you know, if you're low in vitamins, especially this one, vitamin D3, if you don't get much sunlight, most of us don't in the UK, you spend all your time inside working, this is something you'll be deficient in. That can massively affect your mood and your immune system straight away. So start supplementing that. That could be something that would affect your mood straight away. If you're someone who generally feels down a lot and low immune system again, like I say. And 5-HTP. So this is a precursor to serotonin. So again, taking it at night time helps you relax, helps you sleep. And this one does actually have a couple of ingredients in it that makes help you sleep as well. But it's again something, if you're not producing serotonin, you're not going to feel happy, you're not going to feel good. So it's another way that you could be feeling down. But like I said, I just had to drag myself out because it's just that choice. You have a choice at first. Because before it takes hold, you can choose to fight. You have to be strong. Someone like me has to be strong. I spend my days, and my job is motivating, inspiring people to be the best and be their best. And some of those people are depressed. And some of those people have been in a bad relationship that's torn them apart and destroyed them. And I'm trying to drag them out of that hole. I can't then be beat by someone like this. Because then what will they do? What will they do if they see me, who I'm supposed to be their mentor, supposed to be their inspiration, and I let myself get beat? So I have an obligation to fight back. I have to fight back because I have to help those people. And that was one of the things yesterday. I had to train my client. My client's got a goal. I have to help her reach that goal. She doesn't feel good about herself. Got to get there. I've got to go and help her then, haven't I? I can't just sit by. I'm someone who tries to help everyone, tries to save everyone. And when I can't save someone, I take it hard. You know, and it's one of those that... So I had to get up. I had to get up. And like I say, it's one of those things, it may be you just need to drag yourself up. And it might be just a case of... Right, let's go. Right, you know, it's one of them where you might be really tired one day. Say it's a similar sort of thing. You know, you have to drag yourself out of bed, and you're like, I can't move. I'm so exhausted. But you've got to get up. You've got to work. So you get up. You force yourself to get up. That's a choice. Again, you could call in sick in a lot of jobs. Obviously, I can't. I don't really work like that. But you could call in sick. But you don't. You get up. You go to work most of the time. Same thing. It's a harder choice, but you have the choice, and you have to go. I'm fighting back. I'm not letting this shit beat me. Get up. Go to the kitchen, get a coffee. That'll pull you out of the hole straight away. Because it's very easy when you're tired to go back to bed, when you're feeling down to go back to bed. All of a sudden you've got a bit more energy. Oh, shit. Maybe it's a weekend, you're not working. You haven't got a reason to get up. But that coffee, that pre-workout, that stimulant, I'm not saying rely on these, but if it's a day you feel like that and you have a coffee, it's very likely you're going to go sit and go moping back to bed. Because once that coffee kicks in, you're going to have a lot of energy to burn off. And that energy can be burnt off outside, in the gym, anywhere, some sort of exercise, getting you out of the house. You start feeling more positive. You start feeling better. All of a sudden you start thinking more positive. And then you're on your way up and out of that hole again. And you're fighting back. And then you just have to go, I had to go yesterday, right, positivity. So thinking positive, so I just put on a smile. But straight away I started feeling more positive. Started listening to my music. It was a sunny day. Walking outside, fresh air, trying to control my breathing, trying to not think about it, trying to just get on with my day, steps at a time, little steps, little accomplishments. And it's the way I got out of the hole in the first place. It was a longer road out. It was a long road in, and I was deep. Like I said on the video yesterday, I was at a point of suicide, and it was a long way to go out, but once I started to change little bits of my situation, so I started to learn Spanish, I started to lose the body fat I'd gained, because I'd gained 20 kilos of body fat through just eating and just depressing, and, you know, and my cortisol levels being high, which doesn't help the situation either. So all these little accomplishments, I started to lose a bit of weight, I was training more, I was feeling good, I started to learn boxing, that was another accomplishment, I started to learn Spanish, I got to the point of having a conversation with people. little accomplishments, and you start to feel good. You know, it's like you start going to the gym and you start getting like personal bests and stuff. Oh, I feel good. Oh, I just did that right. And then someone like me goes, yeah, mint, you just fucking smashed it. Well done. And you're like, I didn't think I could do that. I said, of course you can do it. You're capable of more than you believe. Just showing people what they're capable of. So I went through yesterday like that. Same sort of thing. Trying to get the best out of people at work. So did my circuit class, but I'm always buzzing off to circuits. My favourite class, it always has been. I've never missed one circuit. I had bottom shifts. So I got back from Germany one day, an hour before it, just rushed straight there and still taught it. You know, and it's just like that, because I know that something that makes me feel good. It's finding those things that make you feel good. Training was another one. Trained with my mate, well, client, I should say, and just push through. And it was just looking for that. Right, get fired up, get a session in, music in. That's something that makes me feel good, because you can't really not feel good after that. And it's like you're focused. You can't then sit and depress, because you're just going set. So I'm going, she's resting, she's going, I'm resting. It's like that. But I don't have time to stop and think. I'm not talking about it. If I was like trying to talk about it, you know, I'd be dragging it out more. Sometimes it's better to just go, you know what, fuck off. I'm training. Headphones in, go. I'm going to try and cut this video short. I'm not going to do much more. It's already gone over 10 minutes. So yeah, like I say, it's just I'm trying to find those positives. It could be going for a walk. It could be talking to someone. Maybe if you're bottling it up, it could be stuff like little vitamins. Jesus Christ, if you're generally having relapse all the time, they could potentially help just a little bit. But it's identifying what's going on. It's finding the triggers, stopping those things happening. It could be that you have a shit job that pisses you off. Change jobs. You have to change jobs, because otherwise you're never going to get feeling good. You have to feel good. So if you've got a depressing job that you hate, even if you're earning less money in another job, but you're happy, it's worth it. Because, Jesus Christ, like, you can't go through life hating your job, because then you hate your life because it's too much of a big part of your job. And I see that as people get older, especially, or a relationship. Sometimes relationships fail. Sometimes it's not anyone's fault. Sometimes, you know, you just maybe focus too much on the kids, things like that. Those things happen. That's another thing that's, you know, again, towards middle age. But it could be the fact that you were never right in the first place when you're young. In my age, you were never right in the first place. And you try and do so, let's get a house, let's move in. No, you should have just never gone past dating. If you'd actually thought about it properly. And then you drag it out until the point where you both hate each other and you're depressed. You've even ruined any potential friendship, because you've ruined your friendship. Because at the basis of everything, a relationship should be friendship. And you've ruined that. So, going off topic a bit, but what I'm saying is, you've got to do what makes you happy. Because otherwise, if you're someone who has been through this and keeps having little bumps in the road, you can always have bumps in the road. You know, and when those bumps come, they're going to knock you on your ass. So if you can manage to not get stuck in that, if you can, you know, if you have a structured, nice, most part of your life you like, then all you have to do is drag yourself out of bed and just get on with your life, because your life makes you happy. If I was fucking working a job that depressed the shit out of me, and I have to drag myself up to go to that job, how much harder would that have been yesterday? I might have not been able to do that, even as strong as I am, and even battling it as fast as I did. So that's another thing. Like I say, if you don't have training like I do, if you don't have a job that you love, it doesn't have to be a PT, you know, Jesus Christ, but just a job that you love. I know a woman who has OCD and she's a cleaner. Most people, clean is beneath me. She loved her job. She cleaned for a living. She loved that shit. Finding something you love. Could be anything. It could be a postman. I met a guy in Ibiza. He's 50. He used to go fit as anything. He used to work in Madrid. Hated it. Got paid 3 times as much as he did in Ibiza. But you know what? I don't even have a watch. I don't even know what time it is. I don't have a phone. I don't have any stress at all. I'm the calmest and most relaxed I've ever been in my life. I just train when I want to train. I work in the morning. I get up naturally, go to work, chilled out, do that, finish it, do this. Training, go walk on the beach at night time. I love my life. That's what you need. It's not always possible. You know, some people don't have the best start, some people don't have the best upbringing, and it's harder for them to find ways, but you start to find these little things that make you happy. It could be a case of one of the people who contacted me yesterday, he's very close to me actually, I speak to him pretty much every day, turned around and said that, you know, this person refused antidepressants and stuff a few years ago, and this person was diagnosed with depression. But then the fact is that the situation's never managed to right itself because the trigger is still there. But this person battled through, and the way they did that was with training. Start going to the gym. They start going to the gym, working their ass off, feeling good. Because the fact is that once you could always, if this trigger's always there, you're always going to be fighting, and you're going to keep going back. Once you get rid of that, like for example, if it is a bad relationship, well, if you're still in that relationship, you're never going to get better, are you? You can try and fight off the symptoms and make yourself feel better, but you're never going to get out of it. You're always going to be just on the edge, and anything can just pull you back in. Change that situation. Always, you've got to take control. You have everything in your hands. Your life is in your hands. You don't have to be. People feel trapped in relationships. People feel trapped in, but if I leave, what will I do? You know what? Maybe don't leave tomorrow then. Leave in 6 months. Because you know now you want to leave. Well, you've been doing it for 10 years. Jesus Christ. What's another 6 months? So in your head you're going, I've only got 6 months left. I'm going to battle on. Jesus, well, it's like someone with a prison sentence. They've only got 6 months left. They can get through 6 months when they've done 10 years. But if you tell them at the start, you've got 6 months, they'll go, oh my God. You know what? I mean, it's finding that way out. You can find a way out. It might mean that you might be a mother that's a housewife. All right, well, you're going to have to find a job then, aren't you? Well, that's going to make you feel happy anyway because you're going to be out of the house. And then you may be independent. You get your independence back. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Is it ever easy? No. Nothing in life is easy. Nothing worth fighting for. But there's always options. There's always options. You always have a choice. Just remember that. Don't ever give up. And there's always going to be people to help. There's always going to be people like me that, like I say, I have to battle through because I've got people to help. And there's always going to be people like me. And yeah, fair enough. The people I help the most are my clients. So okay, obviously they pay me money. So not everyone can afford to be that close to me. But you know what? I'd still help other people. Because not everyone who messaged me yesterday, well, actually no one who messaged me yesterday was a client. That's what I mean. So, and I still help those people. I still message them all back. Spend the time to message them all back, voice notes, stuff like that. And just liking the comments that they put on. Just something. And it could even just be a little bit of when they're feeling down, and I see that. I either message them, mate, you alright? Maybe just I do a lot of voice notes, as most people know, because I talk a lot. But those voice notes could be that tipping point again. Because just someone just saying, mate, are you alright? Do you need to talk? Do you want to meet up? Someone who just cares. So show people you care as well. If you know someone that's down, show them you care. Show them you're there. If they need you, you're there. Ask them if they're okay. Don't just let someone fucking be on their own. Don't leave that person to suffer in silence. If you can usually sense it a little bit. If you can sense it, ask someone, are you alright? Pull them to one side, mate, you alright? You don't seem yourself. And do you know what? They might fucking break down on you. And if they do break down on you, give them a fucking hug. And don't be so cold. Open that heart and help someone. Because there's not enough people helping people these days. And you need to help people. You can't just be selfish and think about yourself all the time. Yeah, you've got to put yourself in a certain bit of... You've got to look after yourself and not just care about everyone else. You've got to give yourself some love. You've got to love yourself. But that doesn't mean you only love yourself. You are a selfish bastard if you do, because you could help so many people just by I don't know, asking them if they're alright, just giving some advice, just giving them a hug, just an arm around, just someone, just making sure that they know you're there. So always remember that. Don't be selfish. Help people. And there's always options. There's always a way out. If you're suffering, don't suffer in silence. Tell someone. Talk to someone. Just let someone know. And that's... Maybe if you just said to someone close to you, do you know what, I'm not okay. Send a message, I'm not okay. Just say that to someone. And that could be, you will be surprised how many people give a shit about you. There will be a lot more people than you realise could be there when you need them. Because when I was down, it surprised me how many people actually give a shit. People writing me letters and everything. But you need to let them know. Don't suffer in silence.